Come along with me at my journey as I declutter our 1960s 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom home. I've been bouncing around my house decluttering anything and everything for about the last 6 months or so. And the payoff that this journey has brought me so far has been amazing. This little cubicle organizer in my dining room needed to be decluttered so bad. In most of these decluttering projects, I actually haven't spent any money. That's been part of the mission, to declutter and organize without spending. But for today's project, I did want to replace these little cubicle organizers. These are probably 2 to 3 years old and they just kind of have seen their day. I went to Walmart and Target trying to hunt down like a vanilla color, but I couldn't find that anywhere. Most of them were sold out. So I did end up settling on this green color, which I really wasn't sure about, but I will say that they have grown on me and it actually looks really nice. These little cubbies were absolutely jam-packed with crafts and, as you can see, coloring books. As much as I didn't want to and as much as it sucked, I took the time going through each and every bin. I flipped through all of the coloring books carefully because if it was used and abused, I really didn't want it anymore. And the same thing went for all of these crayons and markers as well. Any crayons that had the skin peeled off of them or that were broken in half, I threw away. I also tried to throw away any dried out markers. One big reason I wanted to get this done now is because I actually am in the middle of a transition in this dining room. I used to have a large white hutch that sat underneath of that joy sign, but I got rid of it. And I'm looking to get something smaller, and you're just gonna have to stay tuned to see what I end up picking out. I also found a perfume, and I told myself if it smelled good, we would keep it, and it did indeed smell good. As usual, I went into this with no game plan. That is how I do most of these projects. I've realized that the best way to get started is to just go ahead and empty everything out. It never fails when you're cleaning out your kids' stuff. You end up finding a couple of things that belong to you as well. My guess is that the baby took my lip gloss from my vanity and threw it in these bins. I did end up doing quite a bit of rearranging with the crayon boxes. In the end, I ended up using the smaller crayon box for all of the markers. Then I used the larger bins for things that I had more of, such as colored pencils and crayons. I also decided to separate the more mature supplies, such as permanent markers and scissors. My kids are still young, and honestly, I don't fully trust them with all of this stuff. And my walls get colored on all the time, and hair's constantly getting cut in this house as well. So between the walls being colored on and kids cutting their hair and Barbie's hair, I decided I needed to put these crafts up. I ended up putting them in the playroom closet higher up so that when the kids wanted to use it, they would have to ask me. I'm not 1000% sure that I'm going to keep it this way, but for now, that's what I ended up doing. When I found a whole nother bag of markers, I wanted to cry. Then, to my detriment, I ended up finding a whole nother bag of markers. This project really tested my patience. It was a gorgeous day outside, and to be honest, the last thing I wanted to be doing was this. I ended up tossing this whole box of supplies. I'm sorry, but one girl can only have so much patience. And as you can see, crayons, markers, and things like that are not a lack in this house. I even found a random jar of baby food. My guess is that Johnny took that from his little cabinet and threw it in here. He is such a little stinker. He is 1 year old and loves to take things and hide them on me. I know I'm not the only one that has a giant drawer full of cords. Something that completely sucks, but you have to have somewhere to put them. Of course, they all had to be in a giant knot as well. Just like anything else, I took the time to go through each and every cord. There were a few that we didn't need anymore that I was able to throw away. As for everything else that we needed to keep, I just tried my best to roll them up. Follow along for part 2. There may even be a part 3.